Is this one mistake holding you back from success on the carnivore diet? Let's find out. Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. We're the Carnivore Couple. I'm Pat.
And I'm Caitlin.
And over the last 18 months, I've lost 140 pounds on the carnivore diet.
I lost 60 pounds, but for the last 9 months, I have put my weight loss journey on hold because I was pregnant with twins. But now that they're here safely, I'm ready to get back on track and start looking all cute like my husband. But I don't want to make the same mistakes that sabotaged my journey last time.
So what is the mistake that could be holding you back from being successful in your weight loss journey? Not having the right mindset going into it and not being prepared.
So in this video, we're going to walk you through 7 steps to help you get the right mindset and to get prepared. We can do this together. Let's get into it.
The first step is to know your why. Why are you doing this? A diagnosis you got and you need to change the way you eat and you need to change your habits? Is it a family thing? Is it your children? Is it your grandchildren? Is it your marriage? Is it so many reasons why? I know for me personally, it was our son. I wanted to be around for him because my family has a lot of history of heart disease and diabetes and a lot of health issues and cancer and just a whole host of things that could kill me early. And I wanted to be around to see my children grow up. So I knew I needed to make a change now so I can be here for the long haul.
Yeah. For me, when I first started carnivore, when I lost my first 60 pounds, my biggest why was that I wanted to have a healthy pregnancy. And now that our twins are here, I actually had a twin pregnancy, that why has kind of disappeared. I accomplished that why. I did have a way better, healthier pregnancy this time around. But now my why has drastically changed. My why now is to be just as cute as my husband, who got to finish his weight loss journey before me while I was growing babies. Because he's looking all cute and I gotta get on track, y'all. So that is partially part of my why. I want to be a healthy role model for our children. I don't want you to be, just the only one who's healthy in our family. I want to be a healthy role model for our kids, and I want to be around for a long time.
And to go along with that, something else that goes with this whole thing of why is, we want to be a good example to our children.
Yeah. We
don't want to instill in them bad, unhealthy habits. We want to instill healthy habits now when they're young and small, so they can develop those habits as they go into adulthood. So that's one of the other things that kind of goes with our whys.
So first step, know your why. So step number 2 to help you get into the right mindset and get prepared is to know your triggers. I know for us, you started your journey at over 300 pounds and I was pushing 300 pounds at 288 pounds when I first started carnivore. You don't get to be that point if you don't have maybe something triggering around food or something that pushed you to that point that you put all of this weight on. So I feel like for lots of us who have lots of weight to lose, we have some type of trigger that we have to address and move past that. So for you, what would you say yours is, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, so my thing is sugar. I am a sugar addict. Before bed every night, I would sit there and munch on candy all night. Sour tart candy was my thing. And ways I got around that and got away from the sugar cravings, and when I had those cravings, I would do whipped cream or whipped topping, and also sugar-free gum, flavored sugar-free gum like watermelon and blue raspberry, stuff like that would help make those cravings go away. And then eventually I got to the point where I didn't crave it anymore. So it really helped me in that beginning phase of the journey for sure. And sometimes I do also like sugar-free drinks, like sugar-free lemonade. But one thing I can always feel good about drinking is Element, which is today's video sponsor. Element is a sugar-free electrolyte drink that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. It has what you need and nothing you don't. My favorite flavor is grapefruit. I like citrus, watermelon. There's a lot of great flavors out there. The flavored ones are sweetened with stevia, so it's really clean. It's a good alternative to things like sucralose or other things, but Element is awesome. I don't know what I would have done this past summer with the heat, because I work outside a lot in an active job and I sweat a lot. So I really like to replenish those electrolytes that I sweat out. And even if you don't work an active job, but you're going on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet and you're starting your journey, Element is fantastic because a lot of times when you're transitioning from a standard American diet and you're going low carb, you're dumping a lot of water because you retain a lot of water when you eat carbs. And with that water goes all those electrolytes that you need for your body to function. And Element's a great way to replenish those electrolytes that you're losing. And I've used Element since the beginning of my journey 18 months ago, and I still use it to this day.
And right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serve packets for free with any Element order. This is a great way to try out 8 of their flavors or share some with a friend. And make sure to get yours at drinkelement.com/carnivalcouple. Again, that's drinklmnt.com/carnivalcouple, and the link will be in the description. So for me personally, my trigger isn't really sweet stuff. I mean, sometimes it is, but my biggest trigger, honestly, is when I'm driving in the car and I see fast food and I just want to stop, get some fast food, and eat the fast food in the car. And so what I've found is that for me to overcome that trigger, it's not that I can't have that experience of having something in the car. I don't know why I find that so, like, I don't know, therapeutic.
And what's funny is like a lot of like smokers will do the same thing.
Really?
Like, when they're driving, they have to have a smoke. Yeah.
While they're driving. Okay. Anyways, so that's me. That is my trigger. So what I found is it's not just like completely stopping going to fast food, but instead finding things that I can have from these fast food places. I mean, it's not the best, but finding things that I can have that I can feel better about and stay on track. So I was actually recently on a drive. I was picking up our groceries and I stopped at this coffee shop called Scooters. So what I found is that I can go to a coffee shop and I can order a breve instead of a latte. So a breve is usually made with cream or sometimes half and half, so it's a little bit lower on the carbs, and then I just have them put a sugar-free syrup in that. So I can still have something from a drive-through and still kind of have that experience, but still stay on track on my diet. Also, a lot of times coffee shops will sell egg bites. I know Starbucks sells egg bites. The Scooters I like to go to, shout out to Scooters, sells egg bites. Or, if your thing was going to McDonald's and getting a Big Mac and fries, go to McDonald's and if,
get some patties.
Get some patties, get a Diet Coke. Sure, maybe the Diet Coke isn't as good. Sure, there's seed oils in the patties, but you're at least staying on track. And you're still staying low carb. Yep. And so you can kind of have that trigger in a way that you can stay on track. And that's what I've at least found is successful to me. My mom is actually the same way. For her biggest trigger is going out to eat and wanting to go treat herself and eat in the car. And so we both have a list, just a short list posted in our car of different fast food places that we could go to and what we order. Because sometimes when you're facing that trigger and you just really want to go do that, you don't have enough mental energy to make the decision. So if you make the decision ahead of time and say, if I'm having a trigger for fast food, I know I can go to McDonald's and get patties. I know I can go to Scooters and get a sugar-free breve. I know I could go get egg bites. I know I could go get, if you're keto, you could go to Jimmy John's and get a lettuce wrap. There's all these different places that you could go. I could go to, what's that place? Jersey Mike's and get a sub and a tub.
Yep.
So for knowing your trigger is so important because it's super hard to change that trigger. I mean, maybe eventually you can, but when you're first starting out on your journey, finding a way to satisfy that trigger in a way that helps you stay on track has been such a huge help for me.
Step number 3 to help you get prepared is to clean out your pantry. You want to eliminate all the junk food, all the carbs, all the processed foods, all the seed oils. Get rid of it. Yeah. Throw it away. Give it to a homeless shelter. Like, donate it. Do something with it. But get it out of your house because you will be tempted to eat that. I promise you. Those cravings will come, especially the first week.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be wanting that food, and you'll know it's in there. In the back of your mind, you'll say,
it's calling out to you.
I got that bag of chips in there. I've got that, that candy bar in there, or whatever it is. Get rid of it. Also, your freezer. Get the ice cream out of your freezer, too. Not just your pantry, your freezer, too.
For sure. Yeah, that was a mistake I made. Those ice cream bars might have disappeared.
Yeah.
They're gone now. We're restarting. We all started different places. I've gotten several comments, though, from people who are saying, I'm starting the journey by myself. My family isn't doing it. How can I clear out my pantry? Or I'm on the journey, but my kids aren't. So I can't get rid of all these things. What would you say to that person?
I would say get your family on board with your journey. Help. They need to support you. You're trying to get healthy. Even for them, they could be your why. Say, hey, I need your support. If you want to eat the food, hide it from me. Take it somewhere, clean out the pantry, put it somewhere in the house in a secret room, a hiding place I don't know about. Because if you know it's there, you're going to want to eat it.
Yeah.
So either get rid of it, donate it, have them hide it, do something. but you need to get rid of it and put it out of your mind, out of your sight.
I know for my mom, one of her triggers is salty food, and my dad will sometimes bring chips home. So she had to have that conversation with him of saying, if you're going to support me on this journey, I need you to not bring chips in the house. And if you want to have chips, keep them in your car. And so now he does keep those in the car. I think that works great. Maybe if there's only like you and another spouse, for them to, keep it somewhere else. But if you do have young children and stuff like we do, it can be tricky. If you're not changing their diet, hopefully if you want to change your diet and get rid of some of those things, instead of goldfish, do cheese crisps.
Wisps, yeah.
They kind of taste better anyways. But, another thing I've done when we still kind of had some of those tempting foods in our pantry is I would post some of my whys just written out, or maybe I would post a picture of me that I didn't necessarily like, just to keep reminding myself of why I'm on this journey. And I'd post it in the fridge or post it in the pantry next to those foods that are challenging to help remind myself when I'm going to be seeing the things that are hard for me. So step number 4 to get prepared is to meal prep or meal plan. And I know for me, I do this every single Thursday before I place my grocery order. I plan out all of my meals. I look through my fridge, see what we have to use up. But then I've bought all my food for the week and I need to use that food up, so I'm not tempted to go make other stuff. And I have a plan of, okay, Monday I'm having this, Tuesday I'm having this. So there's not a lot of room for cheating within that. And so if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. So I'm a huge believer in meal planning and also meal prepping. Right now we are in a very busy time of our lives. If you don't know, we have a 2-year-old and we have newborn twins. And so meal prepping is huge for me. I know some people say don't snack, but sometimes all I have time for is a snack.
Yep.
So for me, meal prepping and having easy food available like boiled eggs, cheese sticks, deli meat, meat sticks, beef jerky, cheese, having all of that ready to go is very helpful for when I have no time to have a meal. So I can grab a boiled egg while I'm feeding a baby. Super helpful. So make sure to meal plan, meal prep, change your life.
Step number 5 is to have short-term goals / rewards. If you have over 100 pounds to lose like I did, you likely got there from rewarding yourself with food, and probably wasn't healthy food, just be honest. So I know for me, one thing that I rewarded myself with was buying smaller clothes. So I would go down, as I'm losing weight, I went from a 3X, now I'm down to a medium / small shirt. So I was able to like buy new clothes as I got smaller, and I started looking good and feeling myself and being confident. And so that was a big thing for me, was to buy smaller clothes and actually find the clothes that fit me in a normal store instead of having to go to like a big and tall store or something like that, or having to go, you know what I mean? So that was just a lot of big confidence booster for me, and a way that I was able to have reward myself for losing weight and getting healthier.
But everyone is different with what their reward should be.
Yeah.
I know I was talking with my mom because we are kind of accountability partners right now as we're both back onto our journeys trying to lose weight. And I was asking her, if you stay on track for 1 week, which would be a huge goal for her, especially if you're just starting, that could be a huge goal for you. So if you stay on track for 1 week, how are you going to reward yourself, or what could you do to celebrate that's not food? And it took her a really long time to figure out what would be a reward, because like we were saying, if you've got over 100 pounds to lose for a very long time or a majority of your life, you've probably rewarded yourself with food. That's what I did, every birthday, or if I'm feeling bad, I'd reward myself with food. So for her reward was she was going to go on a date with my dad to a vineyard. So your rewards can be different. For you, it was clothes. For her, it was a date. For me, I would probably just want to be in silence by myself. That sounds so bad. I'm just kidding. But find something that works for you. So step number 6 to help you have the right mindset and to get prepared is to have accountability. And I am now almost 4 weeks back on track into my journey. When I hit day 4, when I was just getting back on track, that is when my cravings hit hard. Yeah. And I'm so glad I had Patrick as an accountability partner, because I literally came to him. I was crying. I was emotional. I'm postpartum. We've got twins. I'm exhausted. And I'm just like, I want to go get fast food. I'm going to quit. I came up with all these different excuses about why it was okay for me to go have a cheat meal.
And you're
right?
like, I'm hungry and all this
I'm
stuff. And I'm like,
hungry.
you know what? Stop. I'm
Yeah.
going to cook you some food.
Yes. And so that's what he did. He stopped me. He's like, I'm going to make you food and you're going to go eat some food, go drink some electrolytes. And he did. And you were an amazing accountability partner. And then I was able to stay on track. And so, unfortunately, I get to keep you. Nobody else gets to have it. But it's really important. Find an accountability partner. I have in the past also had some friends where I would say, hey, I'm feeling really emotional. I'm in my car. I want to drive and go get fries. Help me not to do that. You know, maybe you can have someone that you could text, or like I was talking about, me and my mom, we are on this journey together. Maybe you're trying to lose weight with us. We're kind of doing it at the same time. Maybe we can try to help keep you accountable, but it really does help to have somebody in person who you can be vulnerable with and just say, I'm struggling right now. I need help. Help me stay on track.
Step number 7 is to document everything. What I'm talking about is your starting weight, your measurements, and then also take fat pictures, okay? I know it sounds weird, but take fat pictures, because you'll look back a month or 2 down the road after you lost 20, 30, 40 pounds, and you'll say, wow, I look so much skinnier than I did before.
Yeah.
Take front pictures, side pictures. If you're maybe do shirtless or shirt on, whatever you want to do, but take fat pictures, because it really helped me to stay on track throughout my journey, because there'd be times where I'd be discouraged and want to cheat or say, man, this is getting tiring. I'm tired of eating the same thing all the time. And I look at my pictures and I'm like, man, I'm really like slimming down. I'm really losing a lot of inches.
Yeah.
So it really helped me stay on track for sure.
Yeah, I know there was a point when I was in the initial part of my journey when I had lost my first 60 pounds, and I'm now back on my journey. But when I was in that initial part, when I first lost those 60 pounds, there was a point where I wasn't seeing the scale move, and I was getting really discouraged. So Patrick was like, how about you go take your measurements? I mean, maybe your body is changing, but the weight isn't moving. And for sure it was. I had lost 3 inches on my hips, even though the scale hadn't moved. The scale can be a total liar about what's actually happening to your body. So it is really important to also take your measurements, which reminds me, I need to go do that.
Yep.
I'm 3, almost 4 weeks in, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm talking to myself here too.
Yep.
I need to go do that.
So there you have it, y'all. There's the 7 steps to help you get prepared for your journey and to have the right mindset.
Know your why, know your triggers, clean out that pantry, and make sure to meal prep and meal plan.
Don't forget to set some short-term goals and rewards, get you an accountability partner, and document everything at the start.
We can do this. We can change our lives together. It's just take it one day at a time, even one meal at a time.
Thanks, Element, for sponsoring this video. We'll see y'all next time. Stay strong.